husband agreed to transfer home to wife on separation with her intention to create legal relations. Mr. and Mrs. Adam married in 1990. They held their matrimonial home in joint names in 1996. Mr. Adam left the family home to live with another woman. Mr. Adam agreed to pay Mrs. Adam per month at Mrs. Adam's request. He signed a document confirming that when she had repaid the balance on mortgage, he would transfer the matrimonial home into her sole name. Mrs. Adam paid off the mortgage and successfully acquired a declaration that the house belonged her. Mr. Adam appealed. Mr. Merritt contended the agreement was a domestic arrangement between husband and wife and there was no intention to create legal relations and, as such, there was no enforceable contract. He also argued the purported contract was insufficiently certain to be enforceable by the court and that Mrs. Adam had failed to provide consideration for his promise. Mrs. Adam argued that given they were separating, the presumption of there being no intention to create legal relations did not apply. She claimed there was every intention of creating legal relations, and her having paid off all the expenses on the home and finishing off the mortgage payments amounted to consideration. Mr. Adams' appeal was unsuccessful. When parties are in the process of separating or are separated, the presumption of there being no intention to create legal relations does not apply. Where spouses have separated, it is generally considered that they do intend to be bound by their agreements. Mrs. Adam was entitled to the matrimonial home entirely because the arrangement was sufficiently certain to be enforceable, and the paying of the mortgage was ample consideration for Mr. Adams' promise. I believe that both parties had an intention to create legal relation as they were about to separate and also signed a contract showed that they were very serious about entering into the contract. This case is an exception for the presumption that parties do not intend to create legal relation. Even this was considered as a family matter.